Hi again, this is Dr. Yeager welcoming you to another weekly podcast. This past Monday, September the 28th, we celebrated World Rabies Day, a day created by the Global Alliance for Rabies Control, an international non-for-profit organization to help raise awareness of rabies. The day is celebrated around the globe and is aimed at educating the public about the risks, spread, and prevention of this disease. Although rabies is fairly well controlled here in the United States, thanks to the dawn of the rabies vaccination, federal and local laws, and education campaigns, rabies is still a concern worldwide. Rabies is responsible for the death of about 50,000 people each year globally, and about one person dies each year from rabies in the United States. Around 4,000 to 5,000 cases of rabies in animals are reported each year according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. The virus attacks the body's nervous system and is 100% fatal in both animals and humans. Animals will typically show one of two forms, the mad form or the dumb form. During the mad form of rabies, the animal may exhibit excitability, may snap, or show other signs of aggression. During the dumb form, the animal will look dazed, confused, or depressed. The rabies virus is spread through the saliva through a bite of a rabid animal. Even coming into contact with another animal suspected of having rabies is a risk factor. Any mammal can acquire rabies, including humans. Birds and reptiles cannot get rabies. You may not be able to determine whether an animal has rabies just by looks alone. The signs of rabies I mentioned earlier can mimic a lot of other diseases of animals, making it tough to diagnose rabies on the spot. The only way to definitively diagnose an animal with rabies is through examination of the brain tissue, either after euthanasia or death from the disease. Any unvaccinated animal who is bitten by a rabid animal may unfortunately be euthanized or immediately vaccinated and quarantined for 6 months. So it really pays to get your pet vaccinated for rabies, according to your county's local rabies law. Even though rabies is well controlled here in the United States, we still need to be vigilant and keep up the public education and awareness on the disease, as it still remains a public health concern. Although rabies is one of the more dangerous diseases out there to contract, it is also one of the more preventable diseases out there. The easiest way to prevent rabies in your pet is to vaccinate them for the virus by your veterinarian and steer clear of wild animals, especially bats and skunks, which are frequent carriers of the virus. On the flip side, if your pet is known to bite, please avoid situations where the animal could bite others. If you are bitten by a wild animal, call your physician immediately. If your pet is bitten, please call your veterinarian. Your pet, if current on rabies, will need to be revaccinated and monitored closely for 45 days. Keep this golden rule in mind. Stay away from domestic animals acting wild and wild animals acting domestic. Do not approach any wild animal that looks unusually friendly or creepily calm, or any domestic animal acting aggressively. Report all suspicions to your local animal control office. Do you want to find out more about World Rabies Day? Please visit www.worldrabiesday.org. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to give your furry friend a big hug for me.